Ethan had traveled across space for years, but this planet felt different. The sky above him was dark purple, cracked with slow-moving clouds. The ground was rough and full of sharp black rocks. His scanner showed weak life signs, nothing more. This world was marked as dead on every star map, yet someone was here. Ethan moved carefully, his boots crunching against the stone. The air smelled strange, like metal mixed with rain. His suit sensors kept warning him of unstable weather. A storm was coming fast. Then he heard it, a soft sound. Almost like a cry. Ethan froze. His hand went to his weapon, but he did not raise it. The sound came again, weak and full of pain. He followed it toward a group of broken crystal rocks. That was when he saw her. She was lying on the ground, her body thin and trembling. Her skin shimmered faintly, like polished glass under low light. Strange markings ran across her arms. One of her legs was injured, bleeding a silver-colored liquid. An alien girl. Ethan's heart started beating fast. First contact rules flashed. In his mind, report, observe, do not interfere. But the storm was close now. The wind howled louder. Lightning cracked the sky. If he left her here, she would die. Ethan sighed. Damn it, he muttered. He stepped forward slowly, making sure she could see him. The alien girl's eyes opened wide. They glowed softly, filled with fear. She tried to crawl away but screamed in pain. Ethan raised his hands. I won't hurt you, he said calmly, though he knew she might not understand his words. Storm is coming. He activated his translator device and repeated the message. Her breathing slowed a little. Ethan worked fast. He used a medical patch from his kit and pressed it gently against her wound. The patch sealed instantly. The bleeding stopped. The alien girl gasped, shocked but relieved. Minutes later, the storm hit. Ethan carried her into a small rocky cave. Nearby, wind screamed outside. Rain hit the rocks like bullets. Inside the cave, it was dark and cold. They waited. The alien girl sat against the wall, watching Ethan closely. Her eyes followed every move. She looked fragile, but there was something strange about her. Something valuable. Ethan ignored the thought. After some time, the storm weakened. The alien girl shifted uncomfortably. She stood up slowly, holding her side. She looked embarrassed, then pointed toward the cave entrance and made a small gesture. Ethan frowned. Then he understood. She needed to answer nature's call. He nodded and turned his back to give her privacy. I'll be here, he said. She limped outside, just a few steps from the cave. Ethan waited. At first, there was only the sound of light rain and wind. Then he heard something strange. A soft clink. Then another clink, clink. Ethan frowned. It sounded like metal hitting stone. He turned slightly. Are you okay? He asked. No answer. The sounds continued. Curiosity won. Ethan stepped closer, careful not to surprise her. He looked down at the ground and froze. Scattered across the dark stone were small, glowing objects. Jewels. Perfectly shaped crystals. Red, blue, green. Each one shining softly, even in the low light. They looked more valuable than anything had ever seen, and they were fresh. Ethan's mind struggled to understand what he was seeing. Then he looked at the alien girl. She stood there, looking embarrassed, her face glowing faintly. She quickly tried to cover the jewels with dirt, as if ashamed. Ethan's breath caught. These came from you? He asked slowly. The translator worked this time. She nodded. Ethan stepped back, his heart racing. This was impossible. No known species could do this. Jewels like these powered starships, cities, entire empires, and she produced them. Naturally. Suddenly, everything made sense. Why this planet was marked dead. Why her species was gone. Why she was alone, Ethan realized. The truth in a terrifying instant. If the galaxy discovered her, Wars would start. Species would fall. She would never be free again. The alien girl looked at him, fear returning to her eyes. "Please," she said softly through the translator. "Don't tell them." Ethan looked at the jewels, then at the stormy sky, then back at her. He crushed one jewel under his boot, turning it to dust. Her eyes widened in shock. Ethan met her gaze, serious and calm. "You're safe, for now." But deep inside, he knew one thing for sure. This secret would not stay hidden for long. And when the galaxy found out, nothing would ever be the same again. Ethan did not sleep that night. He sat near the cave entrance, watching the dark horizon. His scanner was on low power, but his mind was racing. Every few seconds, he looked back at the alien girl. Lyra. That was her name. She sat quietly inside the cave, her knees pulled close to her chest. The soft glow of her skin lit the stone walls faintly. She avoided Ethan's eyes, clearly ashamed of what had happened earlier. Ethan broke the silence. "You don't need to hide," he said gently. Lyra looked up. Her eyes reflected fear and sadness. "My kind hides," she replied through the translator. "Always," Ethan frowned. "Why?" She hesitated, then spoke slowly. "Because the galaxy hunts us." Those words hit Ethan hard. Lyra explained in simple terms. Her species was called the Crystari. Long ago they lived openly. They helped other races with energy, medicine, and technology. Their bodies created rare crystals, naturally, jewels that could power cities for centuries. At first, the galaxy praised them. Then greed took over. Empires captured Crystari alive. Scientists cut them open. Slavers chained them. Entire worlds were destroyed just to find more of them. Lyra's voice trembled. "We ran. We hid. Still, they found us." Ethan clenched his fists. "How many of your people are left?" he asked. Lyra shook her head. "I don't know. I was sent away as a child. This planet was meant to be empty, safe." Ethan felt anger rise in his chest. Humans were not innocent either. He knew human history well enough, but something about this felt different. Outside the cave, the storm clouds finally cleared. Stars appeared one by one. Ethan checked his long-range scanner again. Nothing. For now. Lyra stood up slowly. "You saved my life," she said. "But now you know the truth. Humans will sell me." Ethan turned to face her fully. "Not all humans." She looked unsure. Ethan tapped his wrist console. "Human law once marked your kind as strategic resources. That law is old, buried, but not forgotten." Lyra stepped back. Fear returned to her eyes. "Then I am dead." "No," Ethan said firmly. "Not yet." He disabled his beacon. Signal completely. No automatic reports. No emergency pings. It was against protocol, but Ethan had already crossed that line. Hours passed. Lyra grew weaker as time went on. Ethan noticed she had not eaten. When he offered nutrient rations, she shook her head. "I need minerals," she said quietly. "Without them, I fade." Ethan scanned the area. The planet was rich in raw metals. He crushed rocks and purified them with his suit. Lyra touched the minerals, and her skin glowed brighter almost instantly. Ethan watched in awe. This was not magic. This was biology beyond anything humans had seen. Suddenly, Ethan's scanner beeped once, then again. His blood ran cold. A faint energy pulse had appeared in the system. Not human. Not natural. Lyra felt it too. She grabbed Ethan's arm. "They found me," she whispered. "I felt the call." And then, cursed under his breath. Too soon, he checked the data. A long-range probe. Someone was scanning for crystal-based life signatures. Hunters. Ethan made a decision in seconds. "We leave now, but my leg, I'll carry you." Before Lyra could argue, Ethan lifted her and ran toward his ship, hidden between jagged rocks. The ship powered on silently, engines kept low. Just as they lifted off, Ethan saw it. Shadow in space. Not close, but close enough. A sleek alien probe drifted through the stars, scanning, searching. Lyra pressed her face against Ethan's chest. "They will not stop," she said. "They never do." Ethan stared at the stars ahead. "Then they picked the wrong human to chase," he said. But deep inside, he knew the truth. One human could not stop the galaxy, unless humans had changed more than the galaxy realized. As Ethan's ship jumped to hyperspace, a silent alert spread across distant systems. A Christory was alive, and the hunt had begun. The moment Ethan's ship entered hyperspace, the galaxy reacted. Far away, beyond human space, ancient sensors woke up. Old machines that had not been used in centuries began to glow. Hidden stations, long forgotten, started sending signals again. One message echoed across dark space. Christory life confirmed. On a massive alien world made of black metal and fire, the rulers of the Varkeen Empire received the alert. Their leader, High Lord Kuros, stared at the glowing symbol in silence. "A living Christory," he growled. "I thought they were extinct." "They almost are," an advisor replied. "This one is alone." Kuros smiled slowly. "Then she belongs to us." Across the galaxy, other powers heard the signal too. Traders, slavers, scientists, even pirates. Everyone knew what a Christory meant. Unlimited energy, infinite wealth, absolute power. Bounties were posted in secret channels, not public, not legal, but deadly. Ethan did not know all of this yet. His ship dropped out of hyperspace near an empty star system. He chose it carefully. No stations, no traffic, just silence. Lyra sat on the floor of the ship, holding her injured leg. She looked pale again. The jump had drained her. Ethan knelt beside her. "We'll rest here, just for a short time." She nodded weakly. "They are searching," she said. "I can feel it. Like noise in my blood." Ethan checked his ship's systems. Everything looked normal. No signals, no tracking. Still, something felt wrong. He activated an old human trick. No energy spikes, no active scans. The ship became quiet, almost invisible. Lyra watched him with curiosity. "You hide without cloaks?" Ethan smiled faintly. "Humans learned long ago. If you shine too bright, someone always comes." Lyra did not smile back. "Many came for us," she said softly. "We trusted. That was our mistake." Ethan said nothing. Hours passed. Then the silence broke. A sudden pulse washed over the system. Weak, careful, controlled. Ethan's console blinked red. "Passive scan," he muttered. "Military grade." Lyra stiffened. "They are close." Ethan pushed power to the engines, but did not jump. Jumping would reveal them. Instead, he drifted behind a dead moon, using its gravity and radiation as cover. Outside, 3 alien ships entered the system. They were not Varkeen warships, smaller, faster. Hunters. Ethan watched their movements. They flew in perfect formation. No wasted motion. Professionals. "They know what they're doing," Ethan whispered. Lyra closed her eyes. "They always do." One ship sent out a communication burst, not words. A coded signal meant only for those who understood. Lyra gasped softly. "They are calling to my kind, to force us to respond." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Can you block it?" "I can try, but it hurts." "Don't," Ethan said immediately. "I won't let them use you." He did something unexpected. Ethan powered up a human distress beacon, but altered it. Old tech, no crystal energy, no alien code. Just raw, messy human signals. The beacon screamed into space. The hunters paused. Confusion spread through their formation. "What are they doing?" Lyra asked. "Making noise," Ethan replied. "Humans are very good at that." The hunters turned toward the beacon. They assumed it was bait, a weak ship. Easy capture, that was their mistake. Ethan launched a small drone, no weapons. Just metal. And speed. The drone flew straight toward the lead hunter ship, then exploded, not with fire, but with EMP. The hunter ship went dark. The other two reacted fast, firing plasma shots into empty space. Ethan's ship never moved. He waited. Then he jumped. Not away. Toward them. The sudden hyperspace drop placed Ethan's ship directly behind the second hunter. Before it could turn, Ethan fired a kinetic round. Simple, solid. Human dash made. The alien shields failed instantly. The ship broke apart. The third hunter fled. Lyra stared in disbelief. You destroyed them, without crystal weapons. Ethan exhaled slowly. We stopped using rare energy long ago, too easy to track. Lyra looked at him differently now, not as a threat. Not as a savior, but as something else. Humans are dangerous, she said quietly. Ethan gave a tired smile. That depends on who you're hunting. The smile faded when his console lit up again. A new signal appeared. Massive, distant, powerful, not hunters, a fleet. Lyra felt it and cried out. The Varkeen, she whispered. They are coming. Ethan stared at the star map. One human ship. One injured alien girl. And an empire that had crushed worlds. Ethan straightened his shoulders. Then it's time, he said, to remind the galaxy why humans were never enslaved. As the stars shifted and enemy icons multiplied, one truth became clear. The hunt had only just begun. The Varkeen fleet did not rush forward. That alone worried Ethan. The massive ship stayed far away, forming a wide arc around the system. They did not fire. They did not speak. They simply watched, like predators that knew their prey could not escape. Lyra felt it immediately. They are waiting, she said softly. They want me alive, Ethan nodded. That makes them predictable. Lyra looked at him confused. Predictable? Yes, Ethan replied. They think power means size and fear. Humans learned something else. He pulled up the system map. The empty star system was not truly empty. There were asteroid fields, radiation clouds, dead moons, and unstable gravity pockets. Most species avoided such places. Humans studied them. Ethan began launching small objects from his ship. Tiny, silent, almost invisible. Lyra watched carefully. Are those weapons? She asked. No, Ethan said. They're lies. The first Varkeen scout ship moved closer, then another. They spread out, trying to close the net. Suddenly, one scout vanished. No explosion. No warning. Just gone. The Varkeen fleet reacted instantly. Shields rose, weapons powered up. What happened? Lyra asked, fear rising in her voice. Ethan pointed to the screen. Gravity mine. Old human tech. No energy signature. The second scout tried to pull back, but it was too late. Its engines failed as a cloud of metallic dust ate through its systems. The ship spun out of control and smashed into a dead moon. Silence followed. Then a Varkeen command signal blasted through space. Human vessel. Surrender the crystalry. You will be spared. Lyra flinched. Ethan leaned back in his chair. Calm. Almost bored. He opened a channel. No, he said simply. The Varkeen commander paused. Then laughed. You are one ship. We are a fleet. Ethan smiled. That's the problem. You're all together. Before the Varkeen could respond, space itself seemed to twist. Ethan had released more than minds. He had released human beacons, false signals that copied crystalline energy patterns. Dozens of them, hundreds. The Varkeen fleet panicked. Their formation broke as ships rushed toward different signals. Orders overlapped. Commands conflicted. Lyra stared in shock. They think I am everywhere. Exactly, Ethan said. Then the asteroids moved. Hidden thrusters ignited as Ethan activated his final trap. The rocks were not natural. Humans had placed them centuries ago as emergency weapons. The asteroids slammed into Varkeen ships with unstoppable force. No shields. No warning. Just raw impact. 3 capital ships were crippled in seconds. The Varkeen fleet finally fired back, flooding space with plasma, but there was nothing to hit. Ethan's ship was already gone, sliding through a radiation cloud that blinded. Enemy sensors. Inside the ship, Lyra clutched the wall as alarm sounded. "We can't keep this up," she cried. Ethan's voice stayed steady. "We don't need to." He opened a secure channel, human only, encrypted beyond alien understanding. "This is Scout Vessel Orion," he said. "Code Black Amber. Christory protected asset confirmed. Hostile Empire engaged." There was a pause, then a reply. "Com. Professional. Orion, this is Human Command." Signal received. Lyra's eyes widened. More humans? Ethan nodded. They were never far. Space rippled again. This time, it was not Ethan's ship. Human warships dropped out of hyperspace, silent, dark and perfectly aligned. No bright lights, no glowing weapons. Just presence. The Varkeen fleet froze. They scanned the newcomers again and again. No crystal power. No known energy source. The ship should not work, yet they did. A human commander spoke. His voice carried across all channels. "Varkeen Empire, you have violated protected species law. Power down your weapons." The Varkeen leader roared in anger. "You protect livestock over empires?" The human commander replied coldly, "We protect people." One human ship fired, not at a vessel, but at space itself. A precise strike collapsed a hyperspace lane behind the Varkeen fleet. Retreat was gone. Lyra felt something break inside her. Not fear. Hope. "They will destroy you," she whispered to Ethan. Ethan shook his head. "No, humans don't need to destroy." The Varkeen ships powered down one by one. Defeat without annihilation. The human commander sent one final message. "This Christory is under human protection. Any further pursuit will be treated as an act of war." The Varkeen fleet withdrew in silence. When it was over, Lyra sank to the floor, trembling. "You fought an empire," she said. "For me," Ethan helped her sit. "Humans learned a long time ago. If we don't draw lines, monsters decide where they go." Lyra looked at the stars, tears shining in her eyes. "For the first time," she said softly, "I believe my kind may live." Ethan looked at the human fleet surrounding them. "This was just the beginning," he replied, because now the galaxy had seen it. Humans did not need jewels. Humans did not need fear, and anyone who hunted the weak would learn that lesson the hard way. The battle ended, but the galaxy did not forget. News of the Varkeen retreat spread fast, faster than any official report. Traders whispered, pirates listened. Empires watched in silence. A single truth echoed everywhere. Humans had protected a Story. Inside the human command ship, Lyra stood near the viewing window. She had never seen so many stars without fear. Human ships surrounded her, not as cages but as shields. Ethan stood beside her. He could feel the tension building. "Now comes the hard part," he said quietly. Lyra turned to him. "More enemies?" "No," Ethan replied. "More humans." She did not understand at first. Soon she did. Human command called for a full council review. Admirals, scientists, lawmakers, all watching from distant worlds. Lyra's image appeared on massive screens across human space. Some faces showed wonder. Others showed hunger. "She is a living energy source," one scientist said. "She could end resource wars," another argued. "We could save billions," a third voice insisted. Lyra's hands shook. She stepped back instinctively. Ethan felt anger rise. Then a cold voice spoke. And what is the cost? The room went silent. A senior human commander stood. His uniform was old, worn, filled with medals. Our history, he continued, is full of moments where we justified cruelty with need. He turned his gaze toward Lyra. She is not a resource. She is a person. The council split. Half wanted protection, half wanted control. Lyra finally spoke. Her voice was soft, but it carried. My people helped the galaxy, she said. We trusted. We were hunted. If humans choose the same path, I will run again. Ethan stepped forward. You won't, he said firmly. The council demanded proof. Why should humanity risk war for one alien? Ethan answered without hesitation. Because if we don't, he said, we become no better than the empires we just defeated. Silence followed. Then something unexpected happened. A message arrived from outside human space. Then another. Then dozens. Independent worlds, minor species, even former enemies. They sent support. Not for Lyra's power, but for humanity's choice. A small alien message appeared on screen. Protecting the weak is strength. The council vote began. Seconds felt like hours. Finally, the result appeared. Crystal status. Protected sentient species. Unauthorized research. Forbiddens. Enforcement. Human fleet. Lyra collapsed to her knees, overwhelmed. Ethan helped her up. It's done, he said softly. But celebration did not come. A new report flashed. Read across all screens. Multiple empires rejected the decision. Trade sanctions began. Threats followed. Fleets mobilized at borders. War was coming. Lyra looked at Ethan with fear. I caused this. Ethan shook his head. No, you revealed it. The human commander addressed the galaxy. We do not seek war, he said. But we will not trade lives for comfort. Behind him, human fleets moved into position. Not aggressively. Defensively. A clear message. The galaxy had a choice. Respect the line or test it. Lyra stared at the stars, realizing something terrifying and beautiful. For the first time in her life, her safety depended not on hiding, but on standing beside humans. And humanity had just told the universe, some things are not for sale. War did not begin with explosions. It began with silence. Across the borders of human space, alien fleets gathered. They did not attack. They waited, watching, measuring. They wanted to see if humans would hesitate. Humans did not. Instead of moving forward, human fleets spread out. Calm, organized. Defensive lines formed around protected systems. No threats were sent. No insults given. Just readiness. Lyra watched everything from the command ship. Large screens showed star maps filled with moving lights. Each light was a fleet. Each fleet carried the power to burn worlds. She felt small. They are many, she whispered. Ethan stood beside her. So were we. Once, Lyra looked at him. What changed? Ethan did not answer right away. He watched human ships reposition. With perfect timing. Then he spoke. We learned. The first attack came from the Zur Collective. A fast, aggressive empire known for testing defenses. Their ships crossed the border and fired warning shots at an uninhabited moon. They expected fear. They received precision. Human response was instant. Not loud. Not dramatic. One human ship fired a single round. The shot did not hit a ship. It hit space. The Zur fleet screamed as their navigation systems collapsed. Hyperspace routes twisted. Ships slammed into each other. Engines failed. No explosions. No deaths. Just helplessness. A human message followed. This is your warning. Turn back. The Zur fled. The galaxy watched closely now. Next came the Karn. Dominion, larger, older, proud. They sent a full battle group straight toward a human colony world. Millions of civilians lived there. Lyra's breath caught. They will kill them. Ethan's Jaw tightened. No, they won't. Human ships appeared around the colony like ghosts, dark, silent, invisible until they chose not to be. The Karn fired everything they had. Human ships did not dodge. Their shields absorbed the attack and converted the energy into harmless light. The Karn weapons powered down automatically, overloaded by their own force. The human commander spoke calmly. "You are endangering civilians. Withdraw now." The Karn refused. That was when humans showed restraint. They boarded the Karn ships. No bombing, no destruction. Human soldiers moved through alien halls with calm discipline. They disabled controls, sealed weapons, took commanders alive. Within minutes, the Karn fleet was captured. The galaxy gasped. Lyra felt it too. A deep understanding settling inside her. They could destroy them, she said. But they don't. Ethan nodded. Fear is easy. Control is harder. One by one, empires tested humanity. One by one, they failed. Some lost ships. Some lost pride. None lost worlds. Humans never crossed the line that terrified the galaxy more than violence ever could. Then the Varkeen Empire spoke again. Their High Lord addressed the galaxy openly this time. Humans claim morality, but they protect a creature that can change the balance of power. They lie. Lyra trembled. Old fear returned. The human response came from Earth itself. A single human representative stood before billions of viewers. "We are not protecting Lyra because she is powerful," he said. "We are protecting her because she is vulnerable." He paused. Power that must be stolen is weakness. The message spread everywhere. Minor species began siding with humans. Trade routes shifted. Alliances broke. New ones formed. Human space grew not by conquest, but by choice. Lyra watched as her people's name was no longer spoken with hunger, but with caution. Even respect. Still, one question remained. What if they try again? Lyra asked quietly. Ethan looked at the fleet map. "They will," he said. "Someone always does." Lyra took a deep breath. "Then I will stop hiding." Ethan turned to her. "You don't have to." "I know," she said. "But my life started this. I won't let others suffer because of me." Human Command agreed to a plan. Lyra would appear publicly. Not as a resource. Not as a weapon. As a voice. She spoke to the galaxy. "My people were hunted because we were useful," she said. "Humans are feared because they choose not to use that power." She looked straight into the camera. "If you want what I create, you will fail. If you want peace, humans will stand with you." The broadcast ended. No threats followed. No attacks came, for the first time in centuries. The galaxy paused. Lyra felt something she had never felt before. Safety. Not because she was hidden, but because humanity had decided something important. They would not rule the galaxy. They would guard it. And anyone who tried to break that peace would learn the truth. Humans do not need jewels to be powerful. They only need a reason. Years passed, and the galaxy slowly changed. Not with fire. Not with conquest. But with memory. The wars that never happened became stories. The lines humanity drew became laws others learned to respect. Space grew quieter, safer, and more careful. Lyra stood on a green world beneath a blue sky. It was not her homeworld. That planet was gone forever, but this one was alive. Protected, shared. A world given to the Christory by humanity, not as a prison, not as a farm, but as a future. Around her, Christory children played. Their skin glowed softly in the sunlight. Laughter echoed through the valley. No chains, no hunters, no fear. For the first time in generations, her people lived openly. Ethan watched from a distance. He was older now. Lines marked his face. His uniform was simple. He had refused titles, medals, and power. He stayed because he wanted to see the ending. Lyra walked toward him slowly. "You could have been rich," she said. "You could have ruled. Ethan smiled. Humans tried that once. It didn't end well. They looked up as a human ship passed overhead. It did not land. It did not watch. It trusted that the galaxy had changed its rules too. Crystals were no longer currency. Human science had replaced the need for rare energy. Empires that once hunted now traded peacefully or faded into history. Some species still whispered about the fun, Christery, but not with hunger. With awe, Lyra remembered the dark planet where she was found. The fear, the shame. The moment she thought. Her body made her a curse. She looked at her hands now. They once called us treasures, she said softly, then monsters. Ethan shook his head. Neither were true, Lyra nodded. We were just people. That was the lesson humanity had forced the galaxy to learn. A group of young Christery approached Lyra. One of them asked, "Is it true about the human?" Lyra smiled. Which one? The one who stood against empires. Lyra glanced at Ethan. He didn't stand alone, she said. That's what made it powerful. Far away, in deep space, a small memorial drifted silently. No weapons. No shields. Just words carved into metal in many languages. Here, humanity chose mercy, and the galaxy survived. Ethan prepared to leave soon. His mission was over. Others would guard this future now. As he boarded his ship, Lyra stopped him. Why did you really protect me? She asked. Ethan thought for a moment. Because the galaxy taught me something, he said. When power decides who matters, everyone loses. He paused. Humans decided to be dangerous only to those who deserved it. Lyra watched his ship lift into the sky and vanish among the stars. She turned back to her people. The Christery were no longer hiding. Humans were no longer underestimated, and the galaxy would never forget the day a species known for war chose restraint instead. Because, in the end, the greatest thing humanity ever protected was not a jewel, it was a future.